Welcome to another episode of the J&J Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Johnny, aka Jay Froner, along with my co-host, Mr. Joe Montecalvo. Now, normally, Joe, I ask you how you're doing, but after last night, I'm pretty sure I already know the answer.
Johnny, I'm almost speechless. I don't know what I'm watching anymore with this team.
it's uh,
They're
it's
they're a
been
complete disaster.
it's been a nightmare start, to say the least. No, actually, it's been worse than that, to be honest. I mean, so far they matched their worst start in franchise history uh, with a 2-8-1. They've done this twice before in 92-93 and 93-94 back to back. We both watched the game last night. We both spoke about a little bit, texting each other. But so what did you see last night? What are you seeing so far? There's absolutely nothing to like. So what are your thoughts so far on the year for the Edmonton Oilers?
This team before the season had Stanley Cup aspirations. They were a top 3 to 5 pick across all sports books to win the Stanley Cup. On some, they were even the Stanley Cup favorite. Right now, the only team worse than them is the San Jose Sharks in the entire league. A team that hasn't even won a game yet and gave up 10 goals in back-to-back games.
No.
So I mean, it's just been brutal. Even during the decade of darkness, they did not get off to as bad a start as this. Now, I have a lot of things to say. As you can see, I'm an Oilers fan.
I don't see you
But
smiling, man.
yeah, well, I mean,
Uh-huh.
I know you watch a lot of games, so I want to
Yeah.
first hear like what you see in their play so far.
Okay. Yeah, I have a lot to say. I mean, we both do. Well, okay. Considering the game last night, I mean, they started off well. They came out strong out the gate, right? They peppered Demko with a bunch of shots.
Yeah,
At first, I think there was 25 shots. I
yeah,
think, if I'm not
I think
mistaken.
they had like the first 12 shots, and then at one point the
Yeah,
shots were 19-2. They were only up 1-0. That I mean,
that's
Demko
it.
was standing on his head, but they
Yeah.
couldn't finish. They couldn't bury their chances.
Yeah,
Then the Canucks get one. So
yeah, they
the
get one
the Oilers,
chance.
yeah, exactly. And the Oilers right now they're in a state where there's no confidence. They're very fragile. So you peppering the other team for 10 minutes, then the Canucks get one on man rush the other way. Arne puts it in his own net, and then
Yeah.
that just snowballs. The Canucks end up scoring 3 goals in 3 minutes, and they're down 3-1, and they just never look the same again.
Yeah, the morale of the team goes down. Like, when they're not good at, they're always playing from behind, but they never have that oomph. You know what I mean? They're always scared to come back. They
Yeah,
don't have that compete. They don't have that compete up and down the lineup. I mean, I guess we could point fingers. Is it the coach? Is it the forwards, the defense, the goalie? I mean, their stats zeros across the board. To be honest, the goalie, I think goalie wise, I think their stats are last in the league altogether. Um,
yeah,
I'll start off with the defense. I mean, last year you guys brought in Ekholm. Everyone was excited. He played well. You guys were going for the cup, right? But now,
absolutely.
going into, obviously the Oilers didn't win, but now coming into this year, what do you think about him? Like, now he's looking old. He got injured about at the beginning of the season. Now, you guys are paying him a
Well,
lot for another 2-3 years, if I'm not mistaken. Now does that
this
move look
this is
good
not an
anymore?
Ekholm.
Sorry.
This is not. It's not an Ekholm. It's just
Mm.
the whole defense. It's everything. I mean, this is the exact same team they had last year. The team that went 14-0-1 to end the season and headed into the playoffs. It's the exact
Yeah.
same roster. All Holland did was add Connor Brown, who's absolutely
Mm.
sucked. He's done nothing. Now he's injured.
I didn't even see
But I
him play,
mean,
to be honest.
yeah, he just been look.
You
I'm
brought back
32.
Gagne. You brought back Sam
Yeah,
Gagne.
yeah. And he scored 2 goals last week.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm 32 years old. I started watching hockey and became an Oilers fan when I was 8 or 9. I mean, I've been watching this team religiously for 20 years, and this is like probably the most disappointed I've been in their play and their start. And they went about 10, 11 years where they were just absolute garbage and finishing last every year. And I mean, the season was over by Thanksgiving. And the way this is going, the season might be over by
Yo,
Thanksgiving this year.
yeah, yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
yeah.
they have 5 fucking points.
American Thanksgiving
American Thanksgiving,
yeah,
yeah, it's in 2 weeks. Yeah.
that's it.
I mean,
So
I'm hitting the
yeah.
panic button right now. That imaginary panic button that I don't have, but I'm hitting it. Sound the alarm.
What? Okay, they're on the road right now, right? I mean, like you said, American Thanksgiving, I think, is the benchmark of when things start. need to start changing if they don't,
Yeah.
if they don't start winning, if they don't get the results? Do you start with the coach like most franchises do? I mean, Woodcroft, it's easy to point the finger at him. You know what I mean? But I mean, his win percentage is 63. You know what I mean? He's not playing. He's not coaching. You know, his record speaks for itself. Is it that the easy way out to fire him
You
first?
the Oilers recycle coaches every 2, 3 years. So in my opinion, that's not the answer. This all starts from the top from Ken Holland. This is his
Change
roster.
of
He
management.
assembled it. He signed Campbell to a 5 year contract for $5 million.
Um,
Okay, Campbell was supposed to be the starter last year, but he absolutely sucked. So then they had no choice but to put in Skinner, who was a rookie and wasn't
yeah,
ready. But he actually played well, had a very good rookie year.
he's
Then
still
they get into
young.
the he's a second year, but this is like
Yeah.
yes, this is not on Skinner, in my opinion.
Yes.
He right now he should be playing 20 to 30 games a year and learning behind a veteran starter.
Yeah.
I mean, this team's time to win is now. This is year 9 of McDavid, year 10 of Draisaitl. So I mean, this is not on Skinner. This is on Holland. He gave Campbell that contract. He signed Nurse for 9.25 million, who, in my opinion, is not even close to a $9 million defenseman. He's not even
No.
a top pairing defenseman, in
He
my
had that one
opinion.
good year. He had that one good year, right?
So I mean, like they're strapped against the cap. They can't make any moves. I mean, they started the year roster players short because they couldn't
They have no
put a
salary
team
cap.
on
They have no space.
exactly.
They have no space.
So
They can't even. Yeah.
you can't even make a trade because to
No.
make a trade you have to get rid of salary. So you can't like trade a prospect, a couple of picks to bring in like an established veteran to play in your bottom six forwards or on D like you. So
You can't even
it,
put down Campbell and bring up, is it Picard, their
they
AHL?
brought well. So you missed the news, but Campbell got sent down to the minors today.
Oh, did
So
did
he's
he?
on wave. They put
He's
him
on
through
win.
waivers. I mean, no one's going to pick him
No
up.
one's gonna pick him up
So
now.
basically they're bringing up Calvin Pickard now
Okay, they
to
are.
be the
They are.
backup.
Okay.
But all you did was put down one AHL goalie and brought up another one. So that's not going
His
to do
record's
anything
not
for you.
bad though, but I mean, do you see a world where, I mean, if shit hits the fan, that I'll start with Leon. I mean, he has 2 years left on his contract. Do you
Yeah,
think? Do you see them trading or
I really don't know.
no?
Because like people are saying that like if it continues, their Draisaitl is going to walk, McDavid are going to walk. Like I don't know if I agree with that because I know McDavid and Draisaitl like are attached at the hip. They're best friends on
Yeah.
and off the ice. I think supposedly this summer Leon bought a house in Ontario to spend time with Connor in the summer and train. So I mean, I think if Leon leaves, maybe it's a package deal, and you'll see McDavid dip in 3 years.
Um,
But I mean,
yeah.
yeah,
They want to win, right? I mean, they are still young, but yeah. I mean, the scenario right now in Edmonton is not looking good. They could turn it around, but I mean, what? There's 11 games played. There's another 71 left.
the
I
season's
mean,
far from over, but they got to start. They got to start winning
yeah.
now.
I
They got
mean,
to start
to
winning now.
what? To make the playoffs is what? Around 95 points. So do we have to
Yeah,
win
yeah.
about? I mean, I'm
They're
no
gonna have to win like at
mathematician,
a
but
six
for
eighty to 700
yeah,
win percentage. Yeah.
exactly, exactly.
I mean, I did some research and dove into
I
some
know
of
you
the
got.
stats. Yeah,
I
so
know
I'm
you
gonna
got some
pull it up
stats you want
right
to put
now.
up.
Yeah. So I mean, this is a courtesy of Natural Stat Tricks. I got most of these stats from there. So this is just a comparison between this year and the last two. I mean, the
Okay.
last 2 years they've been a really good team. They finished with what 49 wins and 104 points 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Last year they won 50 games and got 109 points. I mean, 2 years ago they were off to a torrid start. They were 9-2. You look at that power play percentage, ridiculous, 53%.
Yeah.
Their team save
That's
percentage was 915, which was top 10 in the league. I mean, the same thing last year, another 34% on the power play. But what catches my eye also is look at the bottom there with McDavid and Draisaitl combined. So I
their
mean, two
points can
years ago
take.
they combined for 46 points, 19 goals. Last year, 18 goals, 46 points. This year, 7 goals and
Uh,
24 points.
yeah. I
I
mean, the
mean,
McDavid was injured in his defense,
yeah.
but yeah, I
But
guess
also it,
maybe they
it
lost
extends more to
passion.
that. I mean, look, their team save percentage this year is 861. Like that was my ball hockey percentage index. Okay. They're last in the league. So they're last in the league in a team that has the San Jose Sharks. The San Jose
Yeah,
Sharks have given up 55 goals. They've given up 10 goals in back-to-back games. The Oilers have a worse save percentage than them. Even their high danger scoring
yeah,
chances,
yeah.
the save percentage, it's last in the league. They aren't getting any saves at all. At all. And last
This,
night's proof of it. Demko standing on his head. I mean, the game could be
yeah,
3-4 nothing. it's only a 1-0 game. The Canucks come down, they get 3 goals on what, 7, 8 shots. It's
Yeah, 8 shots.
3-1.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if I'm not
yeah,
mistaken.
yeah.
And
So
then
I
yeah, they
mean,
had the momentum. Like they don't know how to play with the momentum. They don't know how to come back in scenarios.
yeah,
And this begs the question that maybe I don't know if you like what I have to say. It's something I always thought of McDavid, but I, I mean, I'm on the locker room obviously, but I don't find him a leader. I don't find him like a Sidney Crosby. I don't find him like
yeah.
the top leaders that I don't see him in the locker room pumping up the guys. I see him just getting his points and be like, "Hey, everyone, just fucking follow me. And if you can't do it, then get out." I don't feel like he's
He
he's there
strikes me
talking
more
to.
of, yeah, maybe he strikes me more of like a quiet leader, lead by example. Yeah, I could see
Yeah,
that.
like back in our days, right? When our days when we were younger, that 2006 run, right? When you had Sean Horkoff, who not McDavid, when you had Ryan Smith, who was not Draisaitl, but they went to the finals. They had that heart. Chris Pronger was there as well.
Well,
You
they
know,
had
he's a
Pronger and
he's a
Rolison standing on his head. I mean, they had a
yeah,
goalie, they had a top defenseman. I mean, at that time, Pronger was probably the best defenseman in the league. He was playing 30 minutes a
yeah.
night. So, yeah,
I that's what I think they lack, in my opinion. If you asked me at the beginning of the show of the episode, like what do I see? I see no leadership. I don't see anyone like rallying around McDavid. Like I feel like they're scared if they don't play well because he plays so well. It like I said, I'm not in the locker room. I can't
I
really
don't want to. I think it's an overplayed narrative where they say it's just a two-man team. It's not a two-man team. I mean, they go as McDavid and Draisaitl, but they have quality players, especially in their top six. With the Hyman was a fantastic addition. They're paying him what, just a little
yeah,
over five million
he is,
dollars.
yeah.
Nugent
Nugent
Hopkins, he's
he's
been up and
yeah,
down this year, but he's still a quality player.
he's still
Evander
good,
Kane,
yeah.
yeah, it's they're getting nothing from their bottom six. Absolutely
Yeah.
nothing. They have no depth. Holland didn't address anything in the offseason. You just brought in Connor Brown, who's not even playing. They got him on
Yeah.
a 3/4 of $1 million contract. Their defense. Do you remember Michel Therrien's famous speech there when he goes? Well, I think it was maybe Crosby's rookie year when the Penguins were getting killed, and he goes,
He said they're playing soft. That
yeah,
one?
he goes, I've never, I think their goal is to be the worst defense in the league. And
Yeah.
when you're watching the Oilers defensively, that's what it is to me. I mean,
Yeah.
Evan Bouchard is a train wreck defensively. I mean,
Yeah.
last night the Oilers make it, it's 3-1. The Oilers make it 3-2. He does a bad pinch. So it's an odd man rush the other way. He skates hard back. And once he gets to the blue line, he just starts, he stops skating, starts coasting. The guy he's supposed to be on gets the puck and shoots it in.
Yeah, like
And
I,
then Woodcroft is always saying on how it's individual mistakes, it's not the defensive
it's not yeah, the
system,
system he was saying, yeah.
but there's
He's
no accountability. There's no
no.
accountability. How do you keep putting him out there when he keeps fucking you over?
Yeah.
He's just terrible.
Like a perfect example. I mean, I also watched the Toronto Tampa game. I mean, Toronto was down 4-1 to Tampa,
Yeah,
and
saw
they
that.
came back. You know what I mean? And they won it in overtime. And like
Yeah,
it wasn't just Matthews did score 2 goals, but it was Yonkrock with 2 goals as well. Like you
yeah,
said, secondary scoring. It was a team. They didn't give up, and that's why I feel like Edmonton once they lost the lead, or what I mean, they're playing from behind. There's no kickback. They don't have that fire in
they're
them to come back, or maybe they're just counting on Draisaitl and McDavid to do something, but they can't do something every night. As spectacular as they are, they can't.
right now they look like a broken team with no confidence at all. I
Yeah,
mean, I'm going to pull up the Pacific standings right now, and you just look at it. I mean,
yeah,
we're in a month into the season. We're already 18 points out of first with the Vegas
yeah,
Knights. I
and
mean,
14 from Vancouver.
14 from Vancouver was beating them 3 times already this year.
Yeah.
So if the Canucks didn't play any other games but the Oiler games, they would still have more wins and more points than the Oilers. They beat them 3 times. That, I mean, if you
Okay,
the
I
only the
didn't.
only team worse than the only team worse in the league is the Sharks, and they play the Sharks on Thursday.
Yeah, well,
I mean, if they lose to the Sharks, then it's officially rock bottom. I think then you
yeah,
probably got to start making like coaching changes or doing something
yeah.
because yeah,
I mean, look, their goalie. Yeah, I guess you could put the figure on everyone because goalies when goalies down the head, it gives the players confidence to work harder when you see a
for
goalie
sure,
working so hard.
for sure.
But like, yeah, Campbell. I mean, no, it's just,
It, their
he's not
their
that
goalie
guy,
save
man. He's
percent.
not that guy.
Campbell has a 450 goals against and an 873 save percentage. Skinner's at 399 and an 856 save percentage. I mean, it doesn't matter. You're
Uh,
scoring 5, 6 goals a game. It doesn't matter. You're not winning
yeah,
anything. Not even in the regular season. Forget about the playoffs.
yeah.
So I
It's a
mean,
tough league, man. It's hard to
they're
come back.
yeah,
It's gonna be
yeah,
hard. I mean, it has been done. I mean, St. Louis did it back in what thousand was
yeah,
2019.
when they beat the
They went on
Bruins,
that
I
run.
think around New Year's they
Could
were I think last. They were
yeah,
last in the
and they
West, I
came
think.
back. So I
Yeah,
mean, miracles do happen, but it's
yeah,
very unlikely.
yeah. There's something broken with this team, and it's hard to put. I mean, it's the same team from last year. A team that won 50
No.
games, got 109 points, went to the second round of the playoffs. I mean, everyone. It was a cup or bust this year. That's what the
Yeah.
players were talking.
Yeah.
That's what the players were talking.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Joe. I don't want to get you too riled up.
Well, I
But
mean,
look, I mean, we're definitely going to revisit this team, the scenario in general. We'll give it what another 5-10 games before we'll see. I mean, let's say in the next 10 games they win. Let's say 8 out of 10. Do you still have hope?
well, 8 of 10, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. 8 of 10, then you're back in it. 8 of 10,
Yeah.
you're what? You're back at 500. You're
Okay.
over 500.
Okay. Do you still think they would need to do something, make a change, like when the trade deadline comes, or
Well, that's the thing. Oh, they definitely need to add, especially for
yeah,
the defense. I still think they need to get a goalie because
yeah,
Skinner's not the guy to take you. Not now, at least. I think he's the
yeah.
goalie of the
He's
future. I think he
23.
has a. He's
Is he
20. Yeah, I think he's
24?
24 now. Yeah,
24.
it's his
Goalies, I
second
mean,
year.
yeah, they take long to develop. I mean,
Yeah,
I say around like 26, 27, they really start coming into their own, which is Campbell's age, I think. No, he's around 20, maybe 27, 28. But I
Campbell.
mean,
I
he
think well, he's probably in his 30s by now. He's been in the.
30s.
He got drafted by I think Dallas maybe
Oh
over a
yeah,
decade ago.
5000, yeah, 2011. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
he was with Dallas at the
Um,
start.
okay, so yeah, it's not him then. But I think Skinner can be that guy. Just yeah, not right now. And like you said, they need
No,
to win right now.
they need to
And
win right now.
yeah,
Absolutely.
I don't know who he could
They've
fetch.
had to they have to win. They've had to win for the last couple of years now. I mean, this is
You,
the prime of McDavid and Drysaitel. That's just being wasted away.
you want Jake Allen? We'll give you Jake Allen if you want. He's not bad.
Jake Allen is not the answer. Jake Allen is not the answer, unfortunately. But that's
But
it. Like you said, what could they do at the deadline? I mean, what can they do? They're at
yeah,
the cap,
yeah, you're
so
right. Yeah, they would
they're
have.
gonna have to move they're gonna have to move a roster player and money out to bring someone in.
Yeah,
So
uh,
Holland dug this grave, and now they're paying for it.
yeah. They have. I mean, even is it Proberg, the rookie defenseman? Is that his name?
Yeah,
Proberg?
Philip Broberg.
Broberg, excuse me.
Yeah, Broberg.
How about him? How come they're not giving him? I mean, last year I think he
They
played, right?
they
So
are, but he hasn't really been
I
that
know.
steady on the back end.
No,
No, and they're because of their cap situation and because they have injuries, I think he's even in the minors right now, so they could bring up a forward because Connor
yeah.
Brown is out. So that's another thing is
Or even Dylan
yeah.
Holloway. How come how come they're not giving him a chance on the second line? They put in Gagne there. I mean, he's young, I know, but like, he was
Well,
a first round pick,
he
right?
doesn't have a point in 11 games. Doesn't have a point in 11 games.
He's
They're
playing on the
basically
fourth
playing him in
line.
the bottom six. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
he's playing on
basically
the fourth
playing him.
line. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Give him a chance. Maybe he could help, like we said before, on secondary scoring. But I mean, we're not the coaches, right?
no, we're
We
not the
wish we were.
coaches. Yeah,
Maybe one day. No,
well, maybe
probably
not
not.
this team.
Yeah, but look, like we said, we'll revisit this scenario. We'll wait maybe 5-10 games,
Well, I mean,
and
if
we'll
they
see
lose
where
to
we
the
stand.
Sharks, if they lose to the Sharks Thursday, we might have to do like a bit of an emergency,
Do we?
podcast. Yeah, emergency podcast. Fire everyone.
Rebuild, rebuild.
I
Look,
don't want to go through that again.
no. Like as long as you have McDavid and Draisaitl, but yeah, it's hard. Sometimes I feel like when it comes to any sports team, when you have a player like McDavid, it's too much. Like you know what I mean? Like it's.
Well, you look at the
I
teams
feel like
ahead
they're.
of them in their division. None of them really have like top-notch superstars. I mean, Vegas. Does Vegas really?
That's what
I
I
mean,
mean. Like when you
they
have,
have Eichel and Stone, but
they're
I'm
not.
not
Yeah,
going to
they're
consider them superstars. They're not superstars.
no, not Stone. Even him I hate. But Eichel. I mean, I guess. Yeah, I think because he's been
Eichel's
playing
a
in.
good hockey player, but I
Yeah,
don't think he's a
maybe not a
superstar.
superstar, but
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like it's too much. Like because you have these players that like everyone around them is just counting on them too much, and you can't
Oh,
have that, right?
that's definitely the case for the Oilers. I mean, you
Yeah.
just look at this year. I mean, McDavid and Drysdale aren't producing, and then everything
When it
runs
comes to
dry.
shit, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
All right,
yeah,
Joe, we won't
yeah.
torture you any longer, but but look, you still have to have hope. You never know. I mean, yeah, last night's game wasn't the best, but hopefully, when they play San Jose, they could get a win, a big one,
They need to win. Yeah, and then they play
and
Seattle on Saturday, so that's another game you
yeah,
got to win. I mean, you got to win the next two for sure.
Yeah, exactly. I made to get some confidence back, and we'll see where it
Yeah,
goes.
absolutely, absolutely.
Till then, I mean, it's been nice talking to you as always, and I'll pray for you, man. All right.
I appreciate it. Thank you so
Uh,
much.